Yo, it's now the 8th of April. It's been a long time coming. We've been off the fishing recently. Back on Clover, just rejoined for the season. Got this last weekend of this season and then on to the next weekend. So this is the first session down there. Absolutely buzzing to get back on the fishing again. Car's packed, music's on, sun's out. Let's go. Going up to about 6:30 now. Not done much filming today. To be honest, my rods haven't been out that long. Been looking around the lake all day, and they've been cruising all round. It's been black on top, showing all over, all in the bays, but they ain't having none of it. There's been a few people flicking bread out and pellets and stuff on the reds, but they ain't stupid in there, they ain't none of it. So I've literally just been watching the water, baited up a few spots, had a lead around out there, I'll show you in a minute, to find a clear spot. So that's all I've been doing really. Let me show you where I'm fishing. So, a lot of open water out here, down into the bay, and then out to the main body of the lake out there. I've seen a few fish showing already. They're still cruising, it's still quite warm. I don't think they're having any of it at the moment, but there's quite a lot of bait out there. I'll probably trickle a bit more in before goes dark, but you never know with this place, it's very hit and miss. I've got 2 naked choddies out, which I'll show you tomorrow. But in terms of a first day on the water, it's been quiet. But then again, not really been fishing. It's all just checking out the different areas. There's fish still in there, I can see them. Just packed my tea away, curry. I'm gonna make a brew. Alright, I'll catch up with you later. Not sure how much you can see now. It's just about 8:30. Yeah, just got to 8:30. Just started to get a bit darker. Temperature's dropped quite a lot now. Gone from shorts and t-shirt to Under Armour, joggers, t-shirt and jumper. There's still fish out there showing on top of off my rigs. If I was anywhere else but here, I'd know. I'd be thinking, why haven't they gone off? But yeah, I know what this place is like. Did nights 2 seasons ago where fish were topping all over my rigs all night. Could hardly get a wink of sleep, and nothing. So yeah, just gonna keep an eye on the water. If I start seeing them move, then I'll move with them. Simple as. But they're definitely still here. I've seen them top, which is always nice. So it's probably the last update before it gets pitch black. Right guys, right, sorry that I had to cut the last session on down here pretty short. Did the last update just before it was getting dark, and then had nothing throughout the night. The temperature dropped quite a lot, which I think is what caused a lot of the issue. And then 8:30ish, my swan took out both rods. So decided at that point it was time to wrap up. I had a few things to do on that day anyway, so I had to shoot off. But now it's following Friday, because it's bank holiday weekend, down here again, over a different spot, which you'll see, different side of the lake. So yeah, that's an update on the on last weekend. Trying to do monthly vlogs, so I'll just sort of try and get as many sessions as I can in that month. So yeah, this is an update on this one. Just been here about an hour now, walked round, got my kit round, barrowed round, unpacked, set up, put a bit of bait out over the spots. Now I'm going to get my rods out. See you later. Right, so this is my swim. It's in one of the bays of the lake. So if I show you out to the right, that's the main part of the lake. You've got, I don't know how well you can see, there's a point on the end there, and then more open water to the right of that. So I've come off the open water into this bay that leads down into down into this corner here, all down here, round. There's a little pipe in this corner here, which is like a inlay off the river. I've never really seen any water flowing off it at the moment, so, but it's a feature anyway. So I'm probably going to put my left hand rod down in that corner there. Right, so this is the rig I've got out on my right hand rod that I'm going to be putting over the baited spot. So I've gone for Corda Safe Zone Leader. This is the clear one with the bits of tungsten in there. That goes down to a drop off inline lead. There's a bit of weed out where I'm fishing in front of, so ideally I want to get rid of this lead, but I'm only fishing not far out, short, just over arm, probably maybe underarm chuck, so I don't need a big lead. That one just pops off there, and then as you can see, if it gets stuck, so he says, the sleeve just pops off and the lead drops out. The lead can just drop out, so if it gets snagged up or anything like that, drops the lead, brings the fish clear, hopefully brings it to the surface. The rig itself, I'm using the Atomic jelly wire, quite a sort of stiff hook link. On there I've got a small sinker down to a shot that I've just crimped on, and a bit of putty around it. The actual hook itself is a 1/4 long shank hook, and there's a pop-up on there running freely on the hook. It's got a small bead on the end so the boilie can sit anywhere on there. I've actually put a bit of shrink tubing on there just to give it a curve, and I've actually peeled back a bit of the coating on the hook link at the bottom of the rig. So in essence, the rig will sit up like that, just above the weed. Hopefully snag something. It's a fish, it's a big fish rig. I've caught a lot of fish on it before. Probably put a few pictures of those in now. So hopefully second session in, we'll try and sneak out one of these elusive carp. Right, it's now the following morning. Frustrating, let's put it that way. There was fish here again last night. Well, it was about 20 minutes before it was dark. Decent fish, topped about 20 yards or so off a right rod. Right, probably not even that far. It was not too far. Decent sized fish. Mirror. Could see most of it, but that was it. But I think they definitely moved in and out this bay. Starting to think whether the pop-ups is not the way. Although it's only sort of that off the bottom. I don't know if that's sort of spooking them or. Although this is only my second session of this year, I have fished this lake before. I've always fished pop-ups. I'm starting to think whether that's why. I don't know. Need to have a think. We'll move on to 2 bottom bait rigs and see how that goes. I don't think it's the location, I think that we're here. I know there's a clear spot out there. I've put a bit of bait on it, but not a massive amount. So, process of elimination. Hopefully this will be a journey on this lake that over the months, I mean, I'm not expecting to catch it the first couple of months. It's a learning curve. Show you. So I've literally got one halfway across. It's about 11 foot deep, and then I've got one down in the corner. Right, alright. It's now the last weekend of April that I'm going to be able to fish. I think might be able to come down next weekend, which will be the last weekend of April. Bank holiday weekend, I might be able to come down the Sunday night. So if I can, this won't be the last bit of the vlog. It'll be next week. So yeah, last session ended up in a blank. I went for a few of the rigs and stuff with you last week. I don't want to be showing everything straight away. It's sort of going to be a gradual process over the coming weeks, over a few months. So yeah, that's just an update of what's happened. Got down here today about 1:30, 2ish. Went out for breakfast with the other half and all that sort of stuff, and then managed to get down here. had a walk around. I'm not seeing nowhere near as many fish as I have been over the last couple of weeks. It's been quite a weird session. Yeah. So yeah, see how we get on. Alright, in a bit. Right, so this is the swim that I'm in today and tonight. It's called Peggy's Swim. It's not one that I've ever fished before. First session of April, fished the peg to the left of this. Probably recall seeing the open water spot out there that I was fishing. Now I've gone down against the, I don't know if you can see, down against these reeds, and there's a tree. I literally got one down in that corner. Not seen anything as of yet, but I climbed up that tree earlier. There's some nice clear spot out there, so just gone for a bottom bait rig, as I was talking about last week, trying something a bit different. So I just done a KD rig, and then I've got my normal naked choddy out to the left of that, down in that far corner. It's where the fish were topping a lot on that session when I was on the peg along, so thought I'd chuck one down in that corner. Now I'm gonna get some grub on.
Have you ever felt? Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.